One Love, iIMGi, HIPHOP Symphony. Game of Thrones. Neighborhood Game of Thrones. We are actively recruiting our Hollywood studios, Paramore Kids Zone, studio for the kids, Entertainment Network and Society, FullSail University, Entertainment Network and Society 2.0, Hip Hop Symphony Orchestra. For the forgotten middle youth, starting from the ripe old grades of middle school. So if you got band in your middle school, if you playing in the band in your middle school, if you got a band in your high school and you playing, we recruit. for these next upcoming weeks. We went through Hezekiah. We went through Hezekiah for the first portion and the first emergency wedding feast. But Hezekiah's source of inspiration, Hezekiah's most beautiful print was David and Bathsheba. So now from the 9th to April the 31st, we're going to split and we're going to dovetail. My youngest son, who is here doing film in preparation for our summer camp, with Uncle E.T., with Toby, Fat, with Pond Forge Academy, with Oakwood University, with Mount Sinai SDA in Trenton, with Mount Sinai SDA in Orlando, Florida, with Ephesus SDA in Trenton, with every single church that my father has pastored at in these 40 years leading up to his retirement. In every city, in every one of them churches, we put in a tent of meeting the Holy Spirit. And every one of the hoods where a tent of meeting the Holy Spirit should have been placed outside of what we were doing independently and separately. We're going to double back in all of those neighborhoods and all of those communities, Queensbridge housing projects. Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one, where Biggie grew up, where DMX grew up, in the projects, because they ain't have access to the tent of meeting. They ain't have access to what David and Bathsheba had. So no more trauma. Where Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim came up, where Beyonce came up, where Faith Evans came up, where Rihanna came up, where Chris Brown came up. Because they ain't have access to what we was giving our people access to. We going in this generation, we going to end the trauma. Where the Locks came up. Where Mary J came up. Where Michael Jackson came up in Gary, Indiana, because they ain't have access to a tent of meeting. Where Janet Jackson came up, because she ain't had access. And in this marriage bedrock foundation, what you gonna see that David and Bathsheba did? He did four things. He did four things. He built his wife a palace. He built his wife a palace first. In the door, he built his wife a palace first. He fortified his position as king, and he defended his position militarily. The first thing he did, he fortified. The way he took over Jerusalem, he went and he fortified the areas where he was able to attack them from, and he fortified and built them up so that nobody could ever attack him. That's the first thing he did. And then he built his wife a palace. Then he went and got the Ark of the Covenant back from the Philistines. And then he turned that the only documented way to cure mental illness. What he did it with King Saul. Then he went and he multiplied it by 40,000 piece hip-hop symphony orchestra. David put together a 40,000 piece hip-hop symphony orchestra, so that once he fortified the city and built his palace for his queen and reestablished the wedding feast covenant by bringing the ark back and taking it back from the Philistines, then he made sure that there would never be any more trauma and any more mental illness. And he put together the 40,000 piece hip-hop symphony orchestra. And we doing all of those things. We fortifying our kingdom. We building our queens the palace. and the economy to go with the palace. When we taking y'all back through the covenant, those of y'all that want to go to the kingdom. And then we putting together the 40,000 piece hip-hop symphony orchestra, and then God gave you peace on every side for 70 years.